Welcome to Devotional Drops, where we explore the timeless truths of Scripture and how they inspire us to live out our faith each day. Today we're reflecting on one of the most powerful moments in the Bible, the story of Moses and the burning bush. In Exodus 3:4, we read, "When the Lord saw that he had gone over to look, God called to him from within the bush, 'Moses, Moses.' And Moses said, 'Here I am.'" This encounter was a turning point in Moses' life, and it holds an important message for us today. God calls us to be the answer in the lives of others. Let's unpack what that means together. God's call to Moses, a model for us. Exodus 3:4 marks a life-changing moment for Moses. After years of living as a shepherd in Midian, far removed from Egypt and its struggles, Moses encounters God in a miraculous way. A burning bush captures his attention, and as he turns aside, God calls him by name. This divine moment reveals several truths about how God calls us to be his answer. God gets our attention. Just as the burning bush drew Moses in, God often uses moments in our lives, whether through scripture, prayer, or unexpected circumstances, to awaken us to his purposes. These moments may come as quiet nudges or dramatic shifts, but they remind us that God is always at work. God calls us personally. Notice how God calls Moses by name. This shows that his call is personal and specific. In the same way, when God calls us to step into someone's life as an answer to their needs, it's because he knows us intimately and has equipped us for that purpose. God invites our availability. Moses responds with, "Here I am." This simple yet profound statement reflects a heart of willingness. Being the answer begins with making ourselves available to God and saying yes when he calls. What does it mean to be the answer? To be the answer means allowing God to work through you to meet the needs of others. It's about stepping into situations with compassion, humility, and faith, trusting that God will use you as his instrument of love and grace. Reflect Christ's love. Jesus modeled what it means to be the answer through his life and ministry. He healed the sick, comforted the brokenhearted, fed the hungry, and forgave sins. As his followers, we are called to reflect this same love in tangible ways. John 13:34-35. Meet practical needs. Sometimes being the answer is as simple as providing for someone's immediate needs, whether it's offering a meal, lending a listening ear, or helping with a task. Encourage others spiritually. Being the answer also involves pointing people toward Christ. Through prayer, encouragement, or sharing scripture, we can help others experience God's presence and hope. Stand in faith during challenges. Like Moses, we may feel inadequate or unqualified when God calls us. But being the answer doesn't require perfection. It requires faith. Trust that God will equip you for whatever he asks you to do. Exodus 4:10-12. Practical ways to be the answer. How can we live out this calling in our daily lives? Here are some practical steps. 1. Be attentive. Pay attention to the needs around you, whether it's a friend going through a tough time or a stranger who could use kindness. Often, opportunities to be the answer are right in front of us. 2. Pray for guidance. Ask God how he wants you to serve others today. Prayer opens your heart to his direction and helps you discern where he is calling you. 3. Act with compassion. When you see someone in need, don't hesitate to act. Small gestures of kindness can have a big impact. 4. Share your faith. Living as an answer includes being bold in sharing your testimony or offering words of encouragement rooted in Scripture. 5. Trust God's strength. Remember that it's not about your abilities, but about God working through you. As Philippians 4:13 reminds us, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." The ripple effect of being the answer. When we respond to God's call and step into someone's life as an answer to their prayers or needs, we create ripples that extend far beyond what we can see. Just as Moses' obedience led to the liberation of an entire nation, our willingness to serve can bring freedom, hope, and transformation into someone else's life. Moreover, being the answer strengthens our own faith journey. It deepens our relationship with God as we witness his power at work through our obedience. Encouragement for your journey. You may feel unqualified or hesitant when faced with opportunities to be the answer, but take heart. Just as God reassured Moses with his presence and power, Exodus 3:12, he promises to equip and guide you as well. Remember this truth: you don't have to be perfect, you just have to be willing. When you say yes to God, even if it feels daunting, He will provide everything you need. Final reflection. The story of Moses reminds us that being God's answer isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting Him enough to say yes. Each day presents opportunities for us to reflect Christ's love through acts of kindness and compassion. Let today be your chance to step into someone else's story as an instrument of hope and grace. Remember that even small acts of obedience can have eternal significance when done in faith. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of Devotional Drops. May these reflections inspire you to embrace your calling as someone who reflects Christ's love wherever you go. Until next time, stay encouraged and stay blessed.